Hello, my name's Terry, and today we're going to be going through this beautiful Revv Generator 100P. We're going to go through all the settings and turn all the knobs, and should be a fun time. My friend Max let me borrow this because he is in my band, Dremora, and we are in the middle of tracking guitars, and I'm reamping a bunch of stuff, and obviously we're going to use his amp. I use a Mesa Boogie triple rectifier, and he uses a Revv generator. And since I've been messing with this amp, I thought, man, I should do a little review while I have it in my possession. And it is a super awesome amp. I really love the breakup on it, and it's got such a really clean mid-range. So let's just get to it. We'll go through the whole thing, and I'll turn all the knobs and flip all the switches, and it should be a good time. For this demonstration, just so you all know the signal chain, I'm using this 1986 Kramer Focus. It's got an EMG 81 in the bridge position, it's the only position, and a volume knob. It is in A, E, A, D, F sharp, B. That's the tuning. So pretty low tuned. All right, so, and nothing in between here. That's going into the next room, and that's a Mesa 212 rectifier cabinet, and that's being mic'd up with a Shure Beta 56, and that's just about 2-3 inches away, sharing the dust cover and the cone. So let's get to it. Well, there you go. You heard it here, folks. This is a quality product. It sounds great. All the channels sound really, really good. It's got a lot of controls on it, so you can really get in there and shape things exactly the way you want them to sound. But like all amps, its gain structure and its clean channel are what they are. You can't make a Mesa sound like a Marshall. You can't make a Marshall sound like a Mesa. You can't make a, you know what I mean, so on and so forth. If I was to compare it to something that it reminds me of, I would say that it reminds me of a newer 5150, except it's got a much, much cleaner high-mid section. There's not as much breakup in there, and it just makes for a much clearer, much punchier sound. And I really like the fat setting and the aggression in red with this bright on. I also like that it's got an active and a passive input, and I didn't use the passive because I don't have a passive pickup to use. I don't like them, so I don't own any. I don't even own a guitar that has a neck pickup. You know, shoot me. But if I was to compare it to my favorite amp, which is the triple rectifier, which I own, I'd say that it's missing some warmth, and it sounds pretty surgical. But that sounds like most of what people are, you know, trying to achieve. That's the sound right now. Everyone wants that spanky, clean, high mid that has, you know, really, really balanced gain. And I'm not saying any of that like it's a bad thing. I'm just really partial to something that feels more alive. And to me, this does not feel more alive. It feels like very perfect and very, 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 very well cared for in each thing. Not that Mesa didn't go through and care for their stuff too, but I mean, it feels like they left some stuff alone that should have been left alone. It growls more. It's got way more tight low end, and the distortion is wild and sort of unbridled in the Mesa rectifier. And this is very controlled and not so much. So it depends on what you're going for. It's a beautiful amp. It sounds amazing. And if this is the sound you're going for, I mean, then I would say pick this motherfucker up. Shit will rip your fucking head off. Anyways, go make some fucking death metal. Love you all.